I just recently got back from Vegas and I seen this pop up on my timeline, and it's specifically talking about the problem with U.S. vacations, but it's specifically speaking, I believe, to your ability to be able to get off of work. So let's have some fun. Let's talk about the money. Make sure you hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat.
The United States is the only advanced economy that does not guarantee paid time off.
We have no federal law saying that you have to provide a certain number of vacation days. And you have entire cultures like, France is a good example where pretty much everybody takes August off and it's just part of the culture. You don't really see that here in the United States.
So when I came to France and I noticed that vacation is a way of life, people are constantly talking about their vacations. August 15th is actually considered the emptiest day in Paris.
Europeans in general will say, you Americans live to work, we Europeans work to live.
So this is a cultural thing, right? And that they're saying that Europeans say that Americans live to work, but they work to live. Americans live to work, but they work to live. They say that August 15th is actually the emptiest day in Paris. Maybe I should be going to Paris, France, on August 15th. Actually, I think I'm going to be in Tokyo. I'm going to be in Japan in August, middle of August, late August. I'm going to be in Tokyo, Japan. Shout out to my Japanese. I might have to brush up on my Japanese. I'm thinking about going over to Montreal instead of hitting Toronto for my daughter's, what is that, spring break, Memorial Day weekend, something like that. My daughter is going to be going somewhere in order to go to her taekwondo stuff, so I'm thinking about hitting a different place, like Montreal or Vancouver or some place that I've never been before. But let's continue.
Even though a majority of Americans do have some kind of paid time off, a little less than half actually take all of their available vacation time.
On average, 4 days a year per individual being left on the table as it relates to vacation days.
Something I noticed in America, yeah, we have vacation days, but do people actually go on vacation?
There's a certain fear. We don't have any legal protections. And so people have been fired for taking vacation time.
I'm a workaholic by my very nature, right? One of the things that I used to struggle with early on in my career was I didn't want to leave because I was afraid that people would think I wasn't needed. I was going to lose the air of indispensability, is what they call it, right? And in reality, that doesn't happen.
More workers taking a vacation can help the overall economy. If Americans used the nearly 770 million abandoned vacation days to travel in 2019, it could have injected more than $150 billion into the U.S. economy and created 2 million American jobs.
Paid vacations increase productivity, they increase employee well-being. It's also not rocket science. I think most of the evidence suggests that it more than pays for itself.
So why?
So here's the thing, though, about vacations, though. Vacations were used to incentivize and recruit workers to come to work at other companies. It's not something that workers were initially entitled to. Essentially, you have to think about it from the perspective of a business owner, right? If you are a business owner, then you get paid based off of the value that you contribute for that day, that week, that month, and so on and so forth. If you don't work, you don't eat. Think about a lot of these... Think about your local Chinese restaurant, right? And at your local Chinese restaurant, they work all year long, right? And then what they do is they take like a month off and they go to like whatever their homeland is, or they go and visit family or whatever. But they prepare for it. They work, they save, they stack, and then they, prepare to go on vacation. They shut the whole store down, or they shut the whole restaurant down for the entire month that they wind up finding themselves in their mainland, whether they go to China or whatever it is, right? And the thing about it is that they don't make money during that time. The problem is that we think that we're supposed to get paid even when we're not participating, when in reality, vacation was supposed to be for incentivizing people to come and work at a company versus going to work at their competitor. So it's just like having a benefit, right? Hey, you get paid time off. You get a masseuse over there. Y'all get, ESPP, employee stock purchase plans, and so on and so forth, right? But if everybody operated like an individual contractor instead of a W-2 employee, shout out to Jeremy Hampton. I'm going to read your super chat shortly. And Charles, I appreciate you. If everybody operated like an individual contractor, you would operate differently and you would think about how vacation is used. It's not that people can't take vacation, is that people don't understand the concept behind what your time is really worth and what the value is in taking time off. But let's continue.
Aren't Americans going on vacation? And what can we learn from our European counterparts in France? Europe has taken a different policy approach to paid vacation time than the US.
Hi, my name is Fatima, and I'm an American that has been living in Paris for about 6 or 7 years now. In France, you find less of that, hustle culture mentality, but it does exist. I think there's this stereotype that the French are not like hard workers, but in actuality, you're gonna find people or industries where it's expected that they stay in late. It's expected that they work on the weekend.
In the European Union, the floor is 20 days of paid vacation. That's on top of other sorts of paid leave, like paid sick leave, paid new parent leave.
Isn't that why everything is all fucked up over there and the currency is all messed up and everybody wants to have tea time? Am I saying the right location? Everybody wants to have tea time. Don't worry, y'all. I'm about to become more culturally well-versed because I'm going to be traveling now that we have this whole COVID situation under control. I'm going to be going to more countries and different countries in order to truly, but I'm not just going to go to visit, right? One of the things that my wife and I had made the determination of, shout out to the super chats, I'm going to read them shortly. One of the things that my wife and I had made the determination of is that we were going to live in the environments that we go and visit for an extended period of time once my daughter got to a certain age. And that allows us to be able to become culturally investing in what it is that they got going on so we can better understand what their culture is, right? And so I plan on doing a lot more traveling, but I'm not impressed with the French per se.
Sort of thing. And here we have basically nothing.
France provides a minimum of 30 paid vacation days per year. There are also many European countries that have paid holidays, which pushes them past France for most paid days off total. The reason EU workers have these vacation benefits is regulation. The European Union Working Time Directive, which was passed in the early 1990s, requires at least 20 working days of paid vacation in all EU countries. France has gone as far as implementing right to disconnect laws, which regulate after-hour contact between employers and workers in an attempt to protect workers' right to rest.
I think the reason why French people take their vacations is because there are really, really strong workers' rights and workers' protections through, the contracts that are set in stone.
France prioritizes leisure time so much that the country established a public agency called the National Agency for Holiday Vouchers, which helps people who may not have the funds to go on vacation.
So everyone knows France is, on vacation in August, which means that come September 1st, that's when everyone returns. And so in France, they have this thing called la rentrée, which basically means everything's back in session. Businesses close for a couple weeks. I'm talking about your local boulangerie, some restaurants, some stores. It really does range. Some offices even say, okay, we're closed for, a week or two. So our employees must take their vacation at this time as well.
That's crazy to me. That is crazy to me. Because the only way that I would see that a business closing at a particular time is because there is no business to be done at that specific location, right? So it's almost like you don't open up for breakfast or you don't open up for lunch until 11 o'clock, 10 or 11 o'clock, because you know that nobody goes on lunch in a downtown area until that time. But just to close for that entire time, well, where I'm not going to be. I'm not going to be in France or anywhere in Europe during August because ain't nothing going to be open. That's crazy to me.
I do not think that the fact that these businesses or stores close actually affects the quality of life. Because at the end of the day, in France, it's really about this idea of working to live, not living to work.
The U.S. is...
I don't understand that, man. I genuinely don't, right? I believe in being able to buy your time back. I don't believe that anybody has ever owed me anything, and maybe that's just what made me a hustler, a grinder, a businessman, a person that get it. Every person that I know that's made a significant amount of money, they dedicate time to their craft and their resources, and they don't just be out here on vacation and stuff. Every day that I was in Vegas, I enjoyed Vegas. But I would have went crazy if I didn't have an opportunity to be able to talk to y'all in the morning. Y'all are my tribe. Y'all are my people. Y'all my people. We didn't miss just because we were on a flight. We did not drop videos. The Lapeef Network did not stream. We don't miss streams. We don't miss drops on the Millionaire Morning Show. The people need this game in order for us to continue to rock out and take care of business. Now, when we get done taking care of business, we go out, we party, we have a good time, we network, we drink, we do all of these things, and then we responsibly get up. And then on the weekends, maybe on Sunday, we have family day. Saturday, we go and explore a little bit more. We y'all gonna see it on the upcoming vlog. We went and took out the car and we drove out to the desert and stuff. You can do two things at the same time. I don't understand that.
Is quite unique. We have no federal law saying that you have to provide, a certain number of vacation days. We have no state laws that say you have to provide a certain number of vacation days to your employees. It doesn't mean that nobody gets paid vacation. It just means that it's up to the employer and the worker.
Nearly 80% of full-time private sector workers in the U.S. have access to some sort of paid time off for leisure. But when you dig into those numbers, there's a huge disparity about which Americans actually get it. Only 43% of leisure and hospitality workers have paid vacation time, while more than 90% of those in sectors such as manufacturing, financial activities, and information services do. Even if the U.S. did mandate paid vacation time for workers, cultural attitudes may prevent people from actually using it.
Good. Get your ass to work and go and get that bag. Get your ass to work and go and get that bag. I'm not about to pay you. Dog. Okay, look. How about this? I got a solution. I have a solution. How about I don't pay you and you can have as many vacation days as you want? When you don't want to work, you don't have to show up. I'm not tripping. We'll keep a rotation of other people to be able to replace you and add value, right? If you don't want to work, and this is one of the reasons why I like capitalism. I don't like socialism. I like capitalism because capitalism allows for, if done right, because it is some bad forms of capitalism. Capitalism, if done right, allows for true growth in the economy because it's going to be based off of a true exchange and need from the people. You can go on as many vacations if you want, but I'm not paying you for it. You can listen, you're going to have to be a valuable motherfucker for me to be able to give you paid time off. We don't do that over here. I say, listen, conversely, now here's the difference. You can get paid time off, but you got to be there, right? The other side of the equation is the people that work for me, I say, I don't give a fuck what you do. You just make sure that you over deliver when it comes to your job. So for example, I got an editor and I probably see that motherfucker once every two weeks. Once every 2 weeks. I don't need to talk to him. I don't need to text him. He just deliver. And day in, day out. No problems, no issues, uploads on time, take care of business. Am I monitoring the amount of time that he's putting into his edits? No. Am I monitoring if he's able to edit much faster or quicker? Absolutely not. I don't care what he do. I don't care where he work from. I don't care if he come into the office. I don't care if he work from home. I don't want to hear I don't care if you editing in a completely different country and you having a great time. Congratulations. Just get the work done. If you figure out how to cut 8 hours worth of work down into 4 hours or to 2 hours and you effective in what it is that you've done, make sure that we had that work done. We don't need to babysit. We don't babysit over here what we do. Do your job, take care of your business, and do whatever the fuck you want to do. Just make sure that you deliver so that this person over here is not slowed down by your lack of ability to be able to take care of it. I'm not about to sit here and try to figure out somebody to fill in and all of this other type of stuff. Y'all can have that shit. We don't do PTO over here. Now, if a job just happened to give it to me because, yeah, that's a part of the negotiation or the package or whatever, so on and so forth, I don't care. But as long as you take care of your business and you do your job, if it take you 1 hour or 10 hours, do your job and you can do whatever the fuck you want to do after that. I guarantee you that your paycheck is always going to be there. I don't micromanage. I don't babysit. I don't try to figure out what people is doing. I'm not trying to figure out how I can add more stuff to your plate. We going to have a once every 2 week check-in. Hey, fam, is everything good? You need anything from me? Your equipment good? You need some more access? Do we need to expand? Are you filling up all of your one? Whatever it is, right? But I'm not about to babysit anybody. Take care of your business. I'm going to make sure that you paid your salary. And I might, throw you a couple bonuses here and there. Hit me up if you need to go over to the Pistons game. I got some tickets for you. Just take care of your business. Do your job. That's it. That's all that's to it. I don't understand all of this worker protection stuff. Man, do your job.
46% of U.S. workers say they don't use all of their time off. Nearly half of those employees worry they might fall behind on their work if they take time off, with nearly 20% thinking it could hurt their career growth and 16% saying they fear losing their job. And more than 40% of workers say they feel badly about their colleagues taking on their workload if they were to take time off.
I think in the US, there's this idea that you have to basically fight for your job. Even if you've been in that job for like 5-10 years, you're constantly fighting for your place. You're constantly fighting for your right to stay there.
Some Americans also can't afford to take a trip, especially amid rising costs across the board.
Your fault. Your fault. When I was on my flight back home last night or yesterday evening or afternoon, I was watching the NBA game. I was watching the Lakers versus the Grizzlies. It was on the TV, on the back of the seat, on the Delta flight. I was working on my computer. The video that dropped this morning, I had went over it because I was able to have internet access to see what my guy had uploaded and stuff like that. I was preparing myself for my meetings and everything like that. Meal service came around, right? We did our meal service. We had a good time. Me and Rita was sitting there next to each other. I pulled my computer out. I got back to it. Dropped my stuff off at the office on my way over to the crib. I worked on the plane so that when I got home, I didn't have to worry about nothing. Everything was taken care of. It was set up for the day. I had everything aligned. I know that when I get home or when I got home and today and tomorrow, it's going to be hustle time. And then on Saturday, I got to take a flight over to the Dominican Republic with my family. I'm working. I don't miss. We don't mess up. We don't trip. Call me if you need me.
Due to inflation, 56% of U.S. adults said they didn't think they could afford to take vacation last year because of inflation. One in three decided to scale back their vacation instead of skipping it altogether, and the average respondent's budget was around $1,200. More than 35%.
You should have watched the Patreon video that I dropped inside that shows you exactly how it is that I'm leveraging my position to make more money. You should have watched the Patreon video. Shout out to my bag chasers.
None of the American workforce are freelancers, which means if they take vacation, it's on their dime. Freelancers struggle with work-life balance, with 92% saying
call it the gig economy. If you're an Uber driver, you DoorDash, you don't work, you don't eat.
they feel pressure to work on vacation. The flexibility of picking their own hours and remote work may counteract the low vacation time.
Dame says, how the construction guy gonna do that? It's not my fucking problem. He chose construction. You build shit. If you decide that you don't want to do construction, you want to go into another field, you have a choice to do that. Nobody made you choose construction. Why do y'all think that everything got to be exactly equal across the board? I went to school. I decided that I wanted to study. You decided that you wanted to do construction. Do construction. He opened up a restaurant. The Chinese people opened up a restaurant. You decided that you wanted to work in a plant because you wanted to have that union protection. I didn't want no protection. I didn't want no safety net. What do I care about what your job? That's your job. Do your job. Do your job. You sounding privileged. Nah, you just sounding weak Bro, I rock with you, but you sounding privileged. That's what happens when you work your ass off. You can do what you want to do when you want to do it. You take care of business. When I was in a plant, we worked and we did our 16 hours and we took care of our fucking business if we wanted to get paid $120,000 a year. If we didn't and we only wanted to make $50,000 to $60,000 a year, then we worked our 8 hours and we went home. Nobody owed me nothing. Nobody gave me nothing. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. There ain't nobody making you stay at that job. Go get another job. Go to school. Go do something else then. Stop whining. Stop complaining. You sounding privileged. You sounding broke. So now we even. You sounding privileged. You sounding broke. You sounding like you running in the Victim Olympics. Shout out to you and Sha'Carri Richardson. No, you sounding privileged. You don't know me to tell me. Well, but you know me though, right? You said I'm sounding privileged and I'm reading you sounding broke. So I guess neither one of us know each other. So maybe you should say I stop sounding a certain type of way so I can say you stop looking like you're running in the Victim Olympics. Don't get offended because I'm addressing your text because I read the chat. See, I'm looking at this on an 85-inch TV. I don't give a fuck about y'all feelings. For those of you that are new here, let me bring you into the fold, okay? I don't give a fuck about if your boss work you until you die. I don't care about if you can feed your children. You had them. I don't care if your boss don't like you. Your fault. Either find another job or go to work and continue to do what the fuck he told you to do. I don't care about what your life is because you chose to live it. Stop running in the Victim Olympics talking about anybody sounds privileged. It doesn't make your situation any better. If you don't like your circumstances and you live in the United States of America, you have the freedom to go and choose another career path or go and live homeless and join a homeless camp. I don't care. The reality is this. Society and nobody cares about your feelings. We only care about the results. We don't care about running in the Victim Olympics over here. The only thing that we do is we process information in order to make a more informed decision and to give you what you need in order to be successful. To give you what you need in order to be successful. You don't deserve this watch if you can't buy it. It cost me about $40,000. Get you an Apple Watch. And no, don't get an Apple Watch Ultra. Get you an Apple Watch. Just an Apple Watch. You don't even deserve an Apple Watch. Get you a Casio. Get you a Timex. Nobody cares about your feelings. For whatever reason, y'all think y'all owed something. Y'all think y'all supposed to be given something. The only thing that you're supposed to be promised in this country is an opportunity to do something different. You have it. Now, whatever your life turns out like, that's on you. It's yours. Own that shit. Stop whining. Stop complaining. I'm tired of seeing grown men use the word privilege. It's two words that grown men should not be using when they're referring to themselves or another man. Privileged and triggered. Privileged and triggered. Stop using the word to refer to somebody else in order to make yourself feel better about your circumstances or your lack thereof by using the word privilege. Oh, they privileged. No, they not. They just better than you. They just better than you. They just work harder than you. They go and get it. They don't fumble opportunities. 80% of millionaires in the United States are new millionaires. They come from fucking nothing. They grind. They do what they do. Let me say another thing. I see Wowzers with the W. He said, unsubscribed. We don't give a fuck. We don't give a fuck. Do you think my subscribers goes down? Not 1 month over month have my subscribers ever go down. We don't give a fuck. For every one person that I separate myself from because I don't want to be around these broke motherfuckers that talk this weak shit, I find 10 more that want to rock out and they actually looking to do the work. I'm not trying to be everybody's friend. I'm not interested in everybody coming over to the platform. I'm looking to find a group of people that's looking to grind, hustle, and go and get that shit. I speak to them. I don't speak to you. I don't bow down to no fucking avatar on the internet that's sitting in his mom's basement not getting no money. The fuck I give a fuck about you for? And why you announcing it? Just get the fuck out of here. Get out. Do it. Just do it. You ain't gotta threaten us with it. Just hit us with it. Show us how tough you are. Show us how tough you are. Bye. Adios. Grown men whining in a fucking chat with no picture, no context, no nothing. Grown men. Y'all got grown men whining in the chat, arguing with me about the potential to be able to work and talking about the word privilege and triggered. I'm triggered. No, you're not triggered. You're a part of the alphabet community. That's what you are. How about that? You want some acknowledgement? You want me to acknowledge your pain? You want me to acknowledge your reparations? You want me to acknowledge slavery too? What else y'all want from me? Huh? What else you want from me? Let me get this off my fucking screen. What else you want from me? Come on, you wanted to talk. What else you want from me now? Huh? What else? You want me to acknowledge that your mama was jumping on your bed when you was asleep last night? That her boyfriend was always in her room fucking on her, waking you up because you couldn't go to school tomorrow? What else you want? What else you want? Oh, your daddy didn't like you. Fuck him. Fuck him. You want me to make you feel better about yourself? But Anton, man, so what? Learn from it. Move on. You grown. You grown. Grow up. At the end of this stream, when I get done saying what it is that I'm going to say, you know what still is going to be, you know what still happens? I'm still going to be rich, and you still going to be trying to figure this shit out, living paycheck to paycheck because you want to run in the Victim Olympics and you've not taken ownership and responsibility for where you are in life. Anytime I hear somebody say privilege, I know that you are not taking ownership and responsibility for where you are in your life. You so busy worried about getting some validation from somebody else, as though that's going to change your situation and you're going to be living any different than your paycheck to paycheck life that you're living right now. Oh, you want me to acknowledge you? You want me to make you feel better? Want me to give you a hanky? Want me to kiss your boo-boo? Stupid. So tired of these grown men. It's always grown men that be whining. I'm leaving. So what? Okay. Now what? The bag is still going up. We're still doing what we're doing. We're still going to run that check up.